hardest things to do in the sports world is to hit a moving baseball with a round barrel bat consistently. This takes a tremendous amount of skill, athleticism, talent, and strength. More importantly, in order to be a great athlete in the sports world, we rely primarily on our nervous system. Today I'm going to be focusing on how the nervous system works in the sport of baseball, more specifically in the batter's box. My name is Michael Freeze, and thank you for watching this edition of MPU Sports Science.
What goes into this seemingly simple motion involving the nervous system? When we take a closer look, the most important aspect in the sport of baseball begins right here with the eyes. 70% of all sensory receptors are in the eyes, and 40% of the cerebral cortex is involved in processing visual information, making the eyes the most dominant sense in humans. The human eye processes images, in this case an approaching baseball, by focusing light similar to that of a camera. The light is primarily focused by the cornea, the clear front surface of the eye, and the lens, located directly behind the pupil. The focused light then reaches the retina, converting optical images into electrical signals. So how does this apply to the eye of the batter? As soon as the ball is released by the pitcher, the image of the ball is broken down into electrical impulses by the eyes. These electrical impulses then travel down the optic nerves to what is known as the thalamus. In order to see this, we need to remove the entire right hemisphere and then the right lateral ventricle. The thalamus is the primary relay center for visual info being transmitted from the eye to the brain. This is where the optic tract fibers synapse and visual inputs are sorted before being sent to the visual cortex. The occipital lobe is where majority of the visual cortex is located. Once the electrical signals reach this part of the brain, the visual cortex breaks down the perception of motion, color differentiation, and the spatial relationships among objects. These visual tasks feed into mental decision-making of the height, speed, and movement of the baseball, leading to the ultimate decision of whether to swing or take a pitch. It leads up to the decision of whether to make a swing. But how much time does a batter actually have to see, decide, and react once a baseball is released? At the college and professional levels of baseball, a batter can witness pitches anywhere from 80 to 100 miles an hour. This ridiculous amount of velocity is calculated in the short distance of 60 feet 6 inches from mound to plate. If we take the median pitch speed of 90 miles per hour from the time the ball is released, the batter has 395 milliseconds to see, decide, and react to a pitch and lay down a solid hit. Our way back to the brain, we transition from the sensory aspect of seeing and deciding whether to hit a baseball to the motor aspect and actually doing so. We now bring our attention to the cerebellum, which is involved in planning movement that is about to occur and evaluating sensory information for action. From the first side of the pitch, by the time the image has been transmitted into electrical signals and the brain has processed the information, approximately 110 milliseconds has already passed before the efferent response to seeing the baseball has even taken place. In those first 110 milliseconds, the baseball has already traveled 15 feet, and in the time it takes for the brain to calculate speed, trajectory, and location, the ball has already traveled another 15 feet, leaving the batter with only 25 feet to begin his swing.
There's a lot that goes into hitting a baseball simply concerning the nervous system. Simply being able to see, react, and decide in a matter of seconds is simply amazing. Next time you're watching or playing some sort of sport, think about how the nervous system impacts these athletes and allows them to do what they do best. Once again, my name is Michael Freeze, and thank you for watching MPU Sports Science.